Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Globally. Today I have the honor to introduce Laura Darling, who is the National Development Director for the United States of America Women's Field Hockey Olympic Team. She's been with the team since 1994, and during that time has been in many roles to include Olympic development, umpire, coaching, and performance manager. Laura is actively involved in seeing the home of hockey concept become a reality. Through the transition period, Laura worked closely with the national team as they regrouped from the 2012 London Olympics and moved to Lancaster, Pennsylvania last year. Today, Laura will share the USA field hockey story regionally, nationally, and globally, and will give us insight on the sport and her work to develop field hockey from grassroots to the Olympic team today, and their plans for Rio in 2016. Laura will share an overview of the Olympic pipeline from the entry level straight to the Olympic level and what it takes to get there. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura Darling.
I promise you I won't do the in-depth discussion of all those topics. They're way too long. But I want to thank you very, very much for inviting me. I'm actually from New Jersey. When our team moved to Lancaster, I have a little property right near Conklin Marshall, and I'm out here very often, and I think your part of this Pennsylvania is just absolutely magnificent, and I enjoy every time I visit and come out for extended or short stays. But you're very kind to invite me, and I was duly impressed. There are 32,000 Rotaries. I don't think I really ever focused on Rotary as much as I have today. And that you're the 30th largest. That's very impressive, and I'm sure you do fantastic work with the community and have a tremendous influence networking abilities within your county. I'm honored to be here and to chat with you today about USA field hockey. As mentioned in my introduction, I've been with US Field Hockey for 20 years and probably worn every possible hat the organization has. The eastern part of the United States has always been the hotbed of hockey, and our national office has always been in Colorado Springs, in close proximity to the United States Olympic Committee, our mother organization. I'm the mother of 4 grown children, and I did have my first grandchild 3 weeks ago. A little girl. Field hockey player. But I also learned last week that she is the first granddaughter on the male side of the family in 138 years. Wow. That's impressive. We have a lot of girls on our side. So anyway, most of my work with US Field Hockey has been in the area of Olympic development. In January of 2013, as part of regrouping after the London Olympics, I took on the role of leading our move of our national team from Chula Vista, California to Lancaster, our new home of hockey, which is a transition story I'd like to share with you today. US Field Hockey, as part of our strategic plan, had been looking for a place to call home on the East Coast. Both our men's and women's team are currently located in San Diego, a suburb of Chula Vista, where most of our male players are from, and almost all our women national players are actually from the East Coast and actually within about 80 miles of Lancaster. As much as Southern California is one of the nicest locations to live, in reality, family roots are more important, and happy athletes are more likely to excel at higher levels in environments that suit their comfort levels. About the same time, Sam Baylor, who I'm sure is a familiar name, was developing a concept of spooky Nook facility and proposed we move to Lancaster and develop our home of hockey in the new facility. Sam Baylor, in working with our athletes and head coach, designed and built a fabulous office suite to include 5 magnificent offices. Each office has its own bathroom, locker room, facility, a conference room, a kitchen, a medical treatment room, a state-of-the-art locker room, weight room, athlete lounge, 3 guest locker rooms for visiting teams. Outside, there are 2 water-based fields, one outside and one inside a dome for winter training. It is quite a magnificent venue and quite frankly the envy of our global hockey community. In addition to the wonderful Nook venue, USA Field Hockey also partnered with the Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster, a dream come true, a state-of-the-art training venue medical care under a fabulous orthopedic group, plus families close by. We were set to train at the highest level and at the highest level facility and care at our fingertips. Last July, business members in the Lancaster community assisted USA Field Hockey and hosted an integration week for our team. And during that week, we had several receptions, met key business professionals, learned about the community, the government, the agriculture, etc., and all our athletes found permanent homes. Our team headed off for a few weeks because the training facility was not quite complete, but returned soon after to a magnificent facility and new homes. We've been in residence for about a year now, and if you haven't had an opportunity to see the Nook, I really suggest that you go down. It is 15 acres in one building, not to include our outdoor facilities. It's just magnificent. It's multi-sport. It's really worth the tour of the facility to go down. I believe, at least right now, it is the only facility of its kind in the world. I'm sure others will be made, as we always raise bars, but it is truly magnificent. So what does it take to be successful? Where it takes a village to raise a child, it does take a supportive community and a top-notch coaching staff to nurture the best out of our physical elite. Our coaching staff includes a head coach, Greg Parnham, from England, assistant coach, Janneke Schoen, from Holland. We have a director of sport science, Dave Hamilton, who is actually a world leader in this area. He is also from England. Who turns conditioning into the most amazing science around. He could actually come here and speak and you'd be intrigued the whole time that he spoke. It's magnificent what he does. We have a performance analysis, someone who actually sits down and looks at video of all our competitors, videos, practices, looks at the movements of all our skill sets, and they use that as a tool to actually prepare for competitions. And we have a team manager, Kelly Knapp, who is the glue to coordinate the team effort, and an athletic trainer who manages the daily medical needs of each athlete. It is quite amazing to see the machine in operation. Our athletes train similar to your workday. In general, they go to training Monday through Friday with sessions in the morning and in the afternoon. Sometimes they do training on Saturday, but generally they have weekends off to rejuvenate. And notice I'm using the word rejuvenate. It is not considered rest. The team trains hard 3 weeks in a row, and then they have a rejuvenation week. Again, not a rest week. Training efforts are based on competition schedule. Support staff would include nutritionists, sports psychologists, sports science professional, required to round out the high performance machine. It's amazing the team around the team required to be successful. And of that, there are absolutely no guarantees. With that said, our team headed to Scotland this April to compete in a global event called the Champions Challenge, which I'm proud to announce we won. And soon after, our team then headed to Holland for the Field Hockey World Cup, which actually concluded, I think, the day before the Soccer World Cup began. We entered that competition ranked 11th in the world. No one had any expectations of our team. And we started the game, our first competition against England, and beat the dog meat out of them. And they were actually they were ranked 3rd in the world at the time. So we were 11th and they were 3rd. But anyway, we ended up 4th overall. And our team is on an upswing and our potential is amazing. So stay tuned, Rio 2016. None of this happens without a well thought out pipeline which trains and selects athletes in preparation to move into the selected spots of our current players when they either retire or step down. There is always pressure from below. Every athlete on our current team, I assure you, there are a few for every person, and they're passionately eager and driven to make sure that they represent the United States on the global stage. Locally, there are many clubs, middle schools, high schools, D1, D2, D3 programs training tomorrow's soon-to-be top athletes. We currently run a program called Fundamentals, which has introduced hockey to about 10,000 youth per year around the USA. USA Field encourages clubs to host sanctioned events, and we host many, including Festival, the largest event of its kind in the world. indoor winter version of the outdoor game is played throughout the Northeast. There are over 225 U.S. field hockey member clubs and clubs train daily throughout the year. Futures is our main Olympic development program, holding training sessions at over 125 sites around the country, and 6,000 athletes, all vying for a hopeful spot on the U.S. team or a spot in a college program. There are over 500 coaches working in our Futures program, and from Futures, the top 12% are selected to the national championship. From Futures National Championship through a series of additional events, our junior national teams and national team are selected annually. It is quite an elaborate pipeline. U.S. Field Hockey is a nonprofit organization, and as many nonprofits, we are forever grateful for the time, effort, and dedication of our members. In order for any machine to work, it takes the collective effort of everyone, as this room is proof of that. Before I close, I just want to read a few fun facts about field hockey that you may not have known, and I can see by my list I probably should have made the font a little larger. U.S. Field Hockey has a men's national team. Currently, they are involved in 3 competitive series with Chile, Mexico, and Argentina in California. Field hockey is the 3rd largest team sport played by men in the world. Did you play?
No. But I've seen the men play.
There are 126 nations that have field hockey national governing bodies. So there's a Hockey Canada, there's a Dutch, there's an England, there's a Scottish, there's an Irish, there's a South African, there's a Zimbabwean. 1980 was the first Olympics which included women, and if you recall, that was in Moscow, and we boycotted that Olympics, so the U.S. did not attend that Olympics. The following Olympics in 1984 were in L.A., and we did compete, and we got a bronze medal. There are 24,000 members of USA Field Hockey. 3 million people around the world play field hockey on all 5 continents. Field hockey is one of 27 sports that participate in the Summer Olympic Games. California has the 2nd highest number of field hockey players in the United States. Field hockey is one of the oldest team sports in the world. It is now recognized by more than 250 U.S. colleges and universities. The success and hype has made field hockey one of the most lucrative scholarship sports in the country for women. Field hockey is commonly compared to lacrosse. I had that conversation already today in this room, even though they resemble no similarities besides the use of a stick. I think field hockey is more like soccer with a small ball, or like polo, and lacrosse is actually basketball played on a field. That's my interpretation anyway. The sport is known as field hockey in countries who play ice hockey, but in all other countries it's known just as hockey. Players travel more than 5 miles during the course of a game. Thank you for allowing me to share my story. I'm happy to answer any questions if anyone has any. Pleasure to be here.